Hello, hello, hello. This is Unprofessional Opinion. I am Rashard.
And I'm Melody.
And we are live again. This will be on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
So we do film it at the same time. And we got a great topic. One we were discussing all week. So as always, we want to show our support.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
we got a quick topic and we want to hop onto it. We did adjust the camera this week, so it's a lot better for the live video.
But please go to YouTube because we have 4 new videos that are coming.
Yes.
And one of them it'll be up along with this video tomorrow. We're talking about love after divorce. Yes. So you definitely want to tune into that.
And dating during the quarantine.
Yes.
It was a grown-up conversation. It was really good, though.
It was mellow.
Very mellow. You sit with your wine, you sit back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one man. I don't know. You might want to drink a beer if you're a guy.
You might want to drink some wine, too. Men can drink wine.
My brother does it all the time. We talk about that.
Wine connoisseurs are usually men.
Really? I don't know about that.
Yeah. They wouldn't make it if it was just for women.
I know, but
because they don't make anything just for women.
Yes, they do.
Pads are even made by men. But anyway, I digress. If you're looking at our shirts, that's because we really care. Tomorrow is Philly AIDS Walk. We've been talking about it. Unprofessional Opinion, the sales from our merchandise, a portion of it is going to supporting the cause. Mm-hmm. I'm a big supporter of the cause. Before this pandemic, the isolation that we feel while we're sitting in our homes, and if you contract COVID, you're alone and you're isolated. In the 80s, that was the isolation that many people felt while they were dying alone in their rooms with no one to console them. That stigmatism is a lot of times what killed them, because of not your own parents not even wanting to be in a room with you. So it's a cause that's near and dear to me, and I hope that you support it, because one day I will love for my children to be able to say, what was that, or my grandchildren to be like, what was that disease? Oh, it's no longer here, there's a cure, or no one has that disease. So please support in any way you can. Any way you can. It doesn't have to be with us, but in any way you can, support, get the word out there, and let's find a cure for AIDS.
Yes. So tonight, we will tag all our people like Nice Loren and Drip Scent and 84 Design and Soulfully You, Mobile Command. We're gonna tag them all on our IG page and as well on YouTube. So yes. they will be. I will say, my wife is graduating this week.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes, I got my diploma months ago.
But the graduate's supposed to be this week.
Yes.
So congratulations, woman.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I'm happy. I'm one of those people that I love to throw big parties
for
everybody else.
Gloating. Stop it.
It's hard for me to.
My Angel's Playhouse. What's up?
It's hard for me to.
Rock, paper, scissors. What's up? But we'll tag them on. But what we're talking about tonight? Is
it worth it?
Is it worth it?
You tell me. Is it worth it?
Yeah. So that continuous argument that what are you fighting for? Mm-hmm. Should you be fighting for it?
Yeah.
Should you let it go? Those are the things. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. So without further ado, I'm gonna let Mrs. Ward, the Masters in Training.
Yes.
I'm gonna let her get started.
In training.
Dean's List. Yep.
All right. So.
Yep.
I'll start out.
Got my name on it too.
I'll start out with. I mean, that's crazy, right? Where I came up as a Baxter, but I'm a Ward, and my bachelor's degree says Ward. So
hey, man.
Shout out to the Ward.
Hey, not my fault. My mom told me to pick them right.
So anyway, I'll start out with a little story with what comes to mind to me when we talk about is it worth it. So, she's no longer with us, but a family member. I remember her my whole life talking about someone she dated early years, up until her early years in college. And college was something that was always put on her to complete, being a career woman, being strong. And she was the first person for our lineage to complete her bachelor's degree, to go on to her master's and end up getting her Juris Doctor. But she knew early on who she was in love with, and she didn't marry him because it was always told to her that you career first. He, after a while, got tired of being told no. He had asked her to marry, the gentleman she was with had asked her to marry him multiple times, and she said no. So eventually he gave up. So fast forward 25 years later, because I was 25 at the time, this family member passed away, and the gentleman called the family house, because the family house number has always been the same. Called the family house number and said, I'm in town and I was calling to see if I could see so and so. And my grandmother answered the phone, and my grandmother said, I'm sorry to inform you, but she's no longer with us. She passed away. And he's bawling on the phone. And he goes on to say that he married, he's divorced, he had an adult child, but he's always thought about her, and he was always in love with her. And I knew for a fact that she was always in love with him. So it was like he didn't fight hard enough to keep her, and she gave up on him for her career. So it goes to say, is it worth it? Yeah. Was her career worth always longing for and loving him and not being with him? And was his pride worth not being with her?
And why didn't they try to meet in the middle?
Yeah.
Because it was like, you missed out. Yeah, man, people hate to miss out.
Yeah.
And they hate them, we all, some people are cool with making mistakes. I'm not.
Me either.
I hate making mistakes, because then I ask myself 4 or 5 times, like, what could I have done better?
Mm-hmm. And I feel like you can have it all. And I know that because I was told the same thing. I come from the same family. So I was told the same thing when I was marrying him. Like, oh, go after your career. But I went after love, and now the career is coming. You can have it all.
Yeah. So, similar story. I've heard, multiple people, generation before me, and they talk about, after everything was over, maybe their spouse passed away, maybe they moved on and just regret how things ended up. And they go, man, I could have put up with that bullshit.
Yeah.
Because instead of dealing with what I'm dealing with now, or I'm alone. So it's 2 parts to how we want to answer this, and that everybody always say that is it worth it? That it is a decision. It's 2 letters, but it's so deep, right? Because that it can change everything.
Yes.
That it is a decision. It's almost like, when you're born and then you have a death date, and that little mark in between there is so small, but yet it is so big, right? And everybody be like, that's, imagine, you breaking up and they be like, that's it, I'm done. Oh, final. It sticks with you, right? So that we're talking about tonight is crucial, because that it can make you or break you. Are you able to push through that relation, that to have a better relationship with a companion? And I'm not saying be stupid. I'm not saying be stupid. I'm not saying
I don't want to be alone and I want to be with you.
Yeah, and this person is miserable and they're treating you bad. No. If something happened and they're willing to own it and treat you well, and they're willing to meet you 75% of the way, why can't you meet them 25 to heal and have a better relationship?
But that's what we ask: is it worth it?
Yeah.
Like, what are you fighting for? Is the fight worth it? if is the relationship, like, it's really like the balance in being. What's worth it? Is this fight that I'm fighting for more important than the relationship?
Yes.
Or is this relationship more important than the fight that I'm fighting for? Because if the fight, if you're in a relationship and you're stagnant and you're not growing, and it's hindering you, you have to ask yourself the question, is this relationship worth me missing out on traveling the world, on starting a business, on owning homes? Like, if that's, or having children, if it's that balancing being. So if the relationship is holding you back from doing so many other things, then it's not worth it.
Right.
But if you want to do in life is minute compared to the relationship, then the relationship is worth it.
Yeah.
So that's what we're saying. Like, you have to decide whether it's worth it, because some relationships are definitely worth it, and some relationships are trash.
Yeah, and I think that's the hard part. I hate when people like, I can't. I'm damaged goods. It's like, no, you're not damaged goods. You're seasoned.
Yeah. So that's the case, and we all are.
Yeah, you're seasoned. You understand and know what you want and know what you need. We discussed it, and I hope you guys check it out. The discussion we had about divorce, and then meeting somebody, right? So she was like, she knew it because she had been through it already. She knew what she wanted. And he knew what he wanted. So when he came around, ain't no warming stage, no awkward, somebody cut the cheese in the car. It's like, yeah, that happens. You know what I mean? It's cool. No awkward movie dates. You know what I mean? Like, what you know. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Granted, when she does it, I'm like, come on, man.
Stop telling my business. I don't fart.
But, and we talked about that, I'm trying not to get too comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No more Dutch ovens because I'm way over 20.
Yeah, we're too old for that.
Yeah, right. So,
yeah.
I
was always too old for that, but let's just.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. So that it factor, right? And like I said, the other side of it is when you're single, that it factor, how do you know when it's coming to you? That's the other question. How do you know?
Right. And that's another thing where we were discussing this topic. Is it worth it when you're single? Are what you're holding on to worth it?
Yes.
Are you holding on to unrealistic goals for somebody? Have you passed up on someone that may have had everything you're looking for, but one thing turned you away?
Yeah.
And
they
is
got
that
a mohawk.
one thing?
She has a grotesque amount of armpit hair.
Yeah, like, is that going to stop you from happiness?
You can shave some of that off.
You can negotiate it. You can't shave.
I would wax it while they sleep.
But I'm just saying but it's certain things.
I would nair it. I would nair it while they're in the shower. I would like put nair in they armpit. In they deodorant.
That's messed up. I'm allergic. I'm allergic to nair.
But I wouldn't nair you.
Don't shave my armpits.
Yeah, but I wouldn't nair you.
But anyway, so because there are certain things that hold you back from your happiness, and once you think, like, in the grand scheme of things, when you get to, like, older age, you're gonna be like, that was stupid. Like, if that's the case, then maybe you need to go after it.
Yeah.
Or if you're someone, like, say, because a lot of us have our baggage is not really our baggage. So say if you're someone that is taking care of a parent, taking care of your parent, and you're not meeting the person of your dreams, or not pursuing meeting somebody, but you long to be in a relationship and you long to have a family, is taking care of your parent worth giving all that up? Because you don't want to look back one day and say, well, I was a good daughter, I was a good son, but I would have loved to be a good spouse. So definitely, like, just take that into consideration.
That's true. Someone just wrote, fear, and that was one of the things that we discussed. Like, fear does a lot of things. Fear can tear a relationship. Fear can tear everything you work for. You can work for something for 20 years, and fear would because you fear coming through something. You ever been on a plane and you're talking about, their descent, it's time for descent, buckle up, all that crap. And you go through a thick cloud, and in that cloud, it's just like, huh. Mm-hmm. But of course, they got to push through. When they get through it, it's clear, sunny skies.
And you see the beautiful water underneath.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. And believe me, it is there. Mm-hmm. And it can be done. And that starts with a real conversation. It starts, total transparency. And not only honesty, but like empathy. Mm-hmm. Understanding. All these broad terms. I know I'm not a psychologist or anything like that, but I like to pretend to be. So, but yeah, we have to push through, man, because the relationship is worth it. Especially if you know your person. We talked about if you guys listen to, our podcast, Love Notes, and we talked about that, like, if finding your person.
And someone also put some people are too picky. I agree. I think
I'm picky. I was very picky.
You can be picky, but you're not picky. That ain't.
I got my prize afterwards.
Okay, but
I waited for it.
It's a difference between
God's plan. Drake. Right.
Melody's plan. Let me talk. It's a difference between being selective and being picky. Like, I'm not just gonna go and pick any avocado if I'm trying to make what is it called? Guac. If I'm trying to make guacamole. So like you want something that's ripe. So you can be selective, but being picky is like you're unrealistic. Like, people be like, if you don't have a 6-pack, you can't expect your man to have a 6-pack. If you don't have this, you can't expect the woman to have this. And it's like, people think of themselves as with unrealistic standards, and they expect to find this person that has this, and it's like, but dog, have you looked at yourself in the mirror? Like, you cute, but you ain't G-key cover cute. Like,
First of all, them expectations are ridiculous.
Yes, but people actually have those, and it'll be like, and you look at the person, and it's not even. I'm not even saying it in effect of I'm looking down at the person, but I just be like, yo, snap out of that, because we're real people. This is not Hollywood.
Yeah.
There's no green screen here.
When you go to them resorts, you be like, people have all this. You see them on like a brochure and everybody's thin. And first of all, if you can eat 24 hours a day for free,
nobody's thin.
You're gonna be. I watched the lady drink the juice off a plate. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, no one's thin. No one's thin.
It was like, but it goes back to what we were saying. And I want everybody to take that conversation. I want you to take and understand that factor is so huge. Mm-hmm. It is so broad. It's worth it. Mm-hmm. It's worth, especially, for me, it was extremely, like, the fact that I have a child, or 2 children, with her, I'm forever, ever indebted. My parents wasn't together pretty much most of my life, but my father respect my mom to the core. And I know that,
Well, my grandmother said the best way to show love to your child is by loving their mother.
Mm-hmm. So. And he always had. And so I learned that. And Mel joke, I was a turd when she was having her second child, but it was on purpose. Look at him, he's awesome. Like,
he's a turd. If he was my first child, he would have been my only child. He looked just like me, but yeah, he's a turd.
He's fun. He's hilarious.
He's rude.
No, he is rude. He busts in the shower. I'm eating this banana, so I'm like, whatever, man. I did want to say, for the fellas out there, not every one relationship is going to be the same. So you think you're going, because, guys have relationships in their head with people. This woman probably looks good, but she probably got bad breath, or her hygiene is terrible. So just think about it when you think the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah. Or when you're being super picky for no reason. It's like, we're not in high school anymore. We're adults now. Like we are.
I mean, you can be picky when you like 20 something.
Yeah, you can
30s, definitely you can be picky.
But what I said, like
50s?
selective, you can be selective, but be selective about the right things.
I think I was
selective about.
I think I was in the range of where I wanted to be.
Don't be superficial.
You fell in that range.
But don't be superficial with it. Like if you,
I need a sugar mama now.
Yeah, pick something that.
I need a motorcycle.
I need somebody that is quiet. Be picky about the right things. Like be picky about someone who like I honestly I'm picky with my friends right now. Like I don't want to have conversation with people if all we talk about is sneakers and the hottest new song and even vacation. Like I don't want to talk about that all day. I want to talk about 401ks. I want to talk about investments. I want to talk about investment property. I want to talk about business opportunities. Like that's a conversation that I want to be. So I'm picky about who I hang around based off of that. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, look at her bag. I can't have a conversation with somebody that got that bag because I'm usually the bitch that don't have that bag. So I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about that stuff. I will never get to the point where I really care about that. I'm more I like energy.
Yes.
I like being able to connect with people. And I just can't. I'm like I have been in a room. I'm picky about when I talk to people and I'm around people and I'm only using like 25% of my brain. That's when I'm like, God, I can't. Like I want to have a stimulating conversation. That's what I'm picky about. So that's what I mean when
you're energy.
But when you're like having those thoughts and you're selecting, being selective. It's not being picky. Like, stop being surface. Stop being so superficial and think deeper. Like,
because it's a huge world. Remember, we were just talking about, believe it or not, somebody in a synagogue, like, reached out to us. Mm-hmm. I was like, what? You know, so it was. I was like, man, it's a whole world out here. It's not just from the Pacific Ocean to the Gulf of Mexico to the Atlantic. It was more. It's like, we got way more people that picked up on us. And I don't care if it's one or two people on different continents. It's somebody that want to hear it. Mm-hmm. It's somebody that want to reach out to you.
And that can give you something that they're taking away something, but they're giving you something.
Yes.
So be open to it.
And be kind to each other, man.
Yes.
That's because you don't like something or do. It don't mean you don't have to be rude about it.
You don't have to be this person.
Oh, on that note, man, I just want to thank Drip Scent. I want to thank Lise Loran. I want to thank Market for You because I love Market for You. That's my family.
And she made these shirts.
Yeah, she made these shirts, and she did it out of the kindness of her heart. And I just want to say thank you. I love you guys. Listen, this is Unprofessional Opinion. I have one more thing to discuss with her, and well, I can't say it online, but we will do so. Listen, thank you again. I am Rashard.
And I'm Melody.
Unprofessional Opinion. Catch this episode on YouTube tomorrow and forever. Like and subscribe everything. And subscribe to us on Spotify, iTunes, Anchor, all podcasts. Man, we are here. Oh, we missed you. Sorry.
Watch it.
But watch it.
Watch it.
Watch
Love
the replay.
You. Thanks
Love
for
you.
Joining.
Thank you.